Is the battle rap industry really broke? I try to act like a battle rapper for a second. I really look up to these rappers, man. If I was born with y'all talent, man, I promise you I'd be in there trying to rap 3 rounds too. You guys are incredible. I tried to create a bar there. I'm not that good. But when I say broke, it really wasn't the money. I went there to build up that piece because finances will push any industry, any company, any artist. When I say broke, I mean the nature of battle rap as an industry has been broken forever. Even when I got here, it was already broken. Okay. What's the supply and demand factor of battle rap? Now, when I tie in those earlier questions and I asked y'all who's the top drawers, and y'all gave me the names, right? Supply and demand. So, supply wise, is there a shortage of leagues? Fuck no. Is there a shortage of battle rappers that have strong to great talent? Fuck no. Hell no. There's hundreds. Okay. There's no shortage in talented battle rappers. All right. On the demand side, because that's the supply, the artists, the leagues, they have been historically coming together in battle rap to create a product, right? The demand, is there a shortage in demand? Yes. Yes. And this isn't even my biggest piece of if the industry is really broke, but there is a shortage in the demand. You see it in the numbers as well. How about looking at our bloggers and our media platforms? You got media platforms that were their channels have been here just as long as me. Bloggers that have been here longer than me, like a Angry Fan or Chris Unbiased. They were blogging before me. I came in around just after that with like the CJ Cities and shit like that. That's when I started blogging in battle rap. All right. And that's then 13, 14 years ago, 12 minimum. These are Facebook days. Now, if I look at their channels, has the viewership continued to incline, meaning that it was 1,000 views averaging for recap 12 years ago, and it's now averaging per recap 20, at least give me 2,000 views per year on top of your average for, like, let's say a consistent type of content, a recap. Okay. If that's the case, you give me 2,000 per year, something not crazy. And then when you factor in YouTube, you got spikes, you got hits. For example, I did my Kendrick Lamar Peekaboo video. It did over 250,000 views, and I got like 800 new subscribers off of it. Those are like hits. I did a Rodney Hinton video this year, did like 80,000 views. It got like 500 subscribers off of that. Hey, I just met you, just found you off of this. Going outside of my normal viewership. You have your spikes in the year as well. And I'm saying if we have those, our bloggers should not be averaging 10,000 views and less after 14, 13, 12, 11 years. So the demand, that's not the bloggers' fault because a lot of the bloggers have great content. Piper Boy had to do vertical streaming in politics to cross 100,000 subscribers. He went ape shit on it. He got his plaque and he said, okay, I'm back to long form content where I can get paid. Shout out to my nigga PV. But it's reality shit. So the demand from what you guys can see, forget the behind the curtain, what you can't see. What do you see a trend that has continued to grow? You haven't. You see it in the numbers. You see it in the metrics. Business wise, I think you guys pretty much already heard the decline of the money that's available. All right. Um, you had major points like the YouTube apocalypse. That's a big hit. It's a big hit. You had people that were recouping their events off of YouTube, full events. And then whatever happened after that, the door and the paper, whatever VOD, that was like profit. YouTube was recouping whole events back then. It was I'll still say allegedly, but I accept it as competition. I don't really accept it as foul play. I accept it as competition, so it's not even a shot. But back then, when it was like 3, 2, 1, URL is going to drop a battle because RBE just did, it was very smart maneuvering of competition, you know, smothering with a bigger channel and a bigger video, right? A bigger following. You subtract out some of the viewership of that video, which subtracts out some of the money, which hopefully snowballs down, hinders some of the ability to follow up with certain budgets and events after that, right? This is all very tactical and smart shit as far as competition, right? It was obvious it didn't work, but it was still smart. I'll still say allegedly. Um, but that still stays with my point of how strong YouTube money was back then. All right. With the popularity of pay per view coming in, you also have another big factor, the upping of bootlegging. All right. Bootlegging is survivable um, based on the budgeting, but it's so strong that it hinders those next steps of budgeting and financial boundaries and new barriers in battle rap as an industry, right? We're not strong enough to survive the bootlegging element. We're too small. All right. So that's like a second big element there. All right. You can fast forward to um, market fluctuation around competition, which prompted leagues at times to go into certain business directions, whether it be contracting, over commitment, overpaying. Some people allege that even like with caffeine paying, right? There's a lot of loyalty that has been purchased in battle rap over the last 10 years as well. Okay. Um, if I wanted to use that, that's another big piece, huge piece. I have intimate knowledge of all of that over the years, of course. So the demand on the customer side never really caught up with the supply of the leagues and the talent, how much talent is abundant. And you could even see people scratching and clawing for their plates today. People's like this. You know what I'm saying? Now, one of the biggest things to me as far as the overall industry, when I say, is battle rap industry really broke? And I told you that was like a little bar. It wasn't really just about the money. I was talking about how an industry is crafted business wise with the players, the gatekeepers, the product, the return on investment, the key elements, surrounding factors, all the intangibles. The industry needs to be crafted a certain way. And we all played a part in crafting it, everybody. Something starts out in infancy and it's supposed to evolve. It evolves from what it's taught, what it learns, what it picks up in the world over years. The evolution of battle rap has been prehistoric. Okay. There's been attempts to try new things, whether it be production wise, visual wise, different business models. Like King of the Dot tried one time. Let me give these battle rappers their own pay per view link and try to isolate and let them push their own pay per views and give them percentages of that and see how this works. And if it worked, it would have kept happening. Okay. Caffeine is an attempt. Let's try this free app, right? And then fast forward, Caffeine puts out a tweet saying, "Goodbye, everybody. We never were profitable." Okay. Um, RBE tries to go the boxing route and focus less on an undercard and say, can I just sell you a one-off because we spend so much money booking 20 battlers instead of 2? Why can't you just focus on Manny Pacquiao versus Mayweather and buy the stream for $50? That's where you got the flyer, Math versus Serious. It's the only card we ever did that didn't have a title to it, a Live for Soul, a Max Out, a Validation, a Blood, Sweat, and Tears. You get it, a starting 5. It's the only time we tried it. I don't like the way it went. Financially, response wise, I don't like the way it went. All right. There's been innovative attempts and the demand didn't meet. The evolution of battle rap is so fucking slow. Now, one of the big pieces still when it comes to evolution or when it comes to what this child, because some people even consider hip hop as an industry still a child, right? But battle rap, when it got into the phase, not battle rap as a whole, it was there since hip hop started, all the way back to beatbox days and shit. But battle rap online being monetized is still young. What's up with the parents? Who's growing and molding the child? Okay. Only if you guys realize, and here's my closing piece of this. Only if you guys realize how different this industry would have been if the parents were not partnering, because what I eat don't make you shit. I can't pay your bills and you're not trying to pay mine. But truly, truly, not teamwork, but collaborative. And when I say collaboration, I'm not talking about a couple league owners that allow each other to tell each other, "Hey, I might book this person," or I might I might do this weekend. Hey, are you on that weekend? I've done that a billion times. I'm not talking about that collaboration. That's minute. That's just everybody trying their best to give the space that Smack just ranted about. All right. When I say collaboration, I'm talking about actually getting to the bag and raising the roof of these big elements where we're failing in the industry. Okay. Like when we say the demand is down and it's provable, the demand never matched the supply and it's provable. Well, how do I bring the demand up? One of the biggest complaints from the demand is the reliability and the fickle nature of the business. The business is horrible in battle rap. We never even know what battles we're going to get. All right. TBL just suffered the loss of 2 battles. I understand personal stuff happens, and that is to be sympathized with. But I'm just saying the nature of battle rap, it's like every card is missing something. Okay. And then it justifies the fans saying, I'm going to just bootleg this shit. How does the demand get back to close of what the supply is? The business, unfortunately, is even perpetuated for foul shit, bad business, lying, and stealing. You saw some of the comments that I read, still alleged in that Smack video from the parents. And I'm one of the parents too. I consider myself one of the fathers of this shit, as far as cultivating a big piece of what battle rap is today and helping to steer certain directions of this shit. I've watched your biggest league owners move around what I was doing or change what they had going on based on what I was doing. That means that I'm one of the real deals in here. Okay. And I still would say if we collaborated to make the money, if we enforced rules and we all stood on them, where this battler couldn't no show you and then come to me, or couldn't fight over there and then come to you, or couldn't call out of you and then have a bag the next weekend, or I wouldn't necessarily book the person until his performance was of a certain caliber, right? You got people that got 5 public trailers out or bookings out. Now, I like to feed the fans, and I'm still gonna stand on the Mayweather concept, nigga. If you get in that ring and you fighting like that every weekend, take my money. Take my money, right? But the collaboration of it still aids the demand. Listen, you gonna give them A Ward versus Jada Nightwing this weekend. I'm gonna wait 3 weeks, and then I'm gonna give them, or 4 weeks or 5 weeks, and I'm gonna give them A Ward versus Avert. Okay, how we gonna roll this out? How we gonna? Never. The league spent too much time competing with each other, fighting and fussing. And there's so many losses that come from the internal wars of the leagues. It's not just URL and RBE. All right. It's a lot of leagues that have fussed and fought and had issues over the years. The battlers are culprits of some of this shit. Playing two sides. Only if y'all do some of the text messages I got from Two Surf. Free Surf. Battlers play both sides. Battlers pit leagues against each other. Battlers lie to one and keep it real with the other. Give you B, give you priority, and don't do this or whatever. Take the check, smile in your face. But league owners, sometimes they'll ask it. Like, how do you have the bat? Think about this. As far if we're gonna say, and the only reason I'm painting the leagues as the parents and not the battlers is because you have two things. You could even say give all the ownership of moving this shit in a certain direction to either the league owners or to the battle rappers, right? Now, if you gave it to the battle rappers, they would union up, they would strike, they would carry their rules, and the leagues would say, all we want to do is be promoters and book you, and you guys bring the fans in. Okay. Right. Or you can give it to the league owners and let them coordinate finance, which is one of the biggest words, right? And uphold the most integrity across the whole industry, right? And normally, 9 times out of 10, things are going to gravitate more towards who has the money. If you have the money, you have the power. So that's why I'm using the league owners more as the parents, okay? But the real reason why I want to remind y'all of that is because just imagine now. You ever see these rappers that, or don't even have to be rappers, it could be a little kid acting crazy. And then you meet the parent, and then you say, I see where he gets it from. We've seen it a billion times, right? It's no different in battle rap. Like, if I really, really sit down and ask myself about professionalism, for example, and I say, imagine me, I can name a million battle rappers right now. Anyway, imagine me asking battle rapper ABC to uphold the contract that he signed, but the parent tells him, fuck that contract. I got you. The amount of snowballing negative impact on the overall industry of something like that, the battle is all talk. They all follow. They all know I could do this over there and then just fuck him and pick it up over here, and they got my back over there. But fuck it then. And some of the even entertaining wars get started, like when the battlers will ride out on certain leagues. You know, fuck KFC. It's like, well, who is provoking that? It's actually in court documentation who's provoking shit like that. That's a fact. And I'm not even talking about my court documentation. I'm not even talking about my case. I'm talking about a totally separate case that has nothing to do with me. There's court documentation showing how league owners allegedly provoke battlers to, okay, only if people knew the effect of these leagues and league owners, not saying, okay, we got the bag, we have some of the business background, we're going to coordinate this shit. Some of us was here from the inception. We're going to run with this football. Everybody else just line up. Let me quarterback this shit. Let me Mahomes this shit. Just give me time in the pocket and we good. We're going to meet this end zone. And these other leagues that are around, they're like the teams that come into, soon as the game is over, the coaches meet midfield and they shake hands. If one player on the field right here gets injured, the other team takes a knee too. Like, only if y'all understand the camaraderie. Like LeBron, some people say LeBron don't got that killer edge because he collaborates and fucks with and shakes hands and wants to go team up with other people, whatever. But I wouldn't mind us trading our model for the NBA, a true NBA model, because these guys have a reason to stay loyal to their business, stay loyal to whatever leagues they feel gives them the most opportunity, but yet move in a way that still allows every league to collaborate and pull this shit up. So when I see Smack, I don't need to come to the chat for this. Smack is the most known and famous league owner in battle rap, from only battle rap. I know people would contest that with Rem, right? He's the most notable as like pure battle rap person. He's the most notable. He's not the best league owner, but he's the most known one, right? Which means that when he speaks, it's going to be louder. The people that don't even follow battle rap every day, they're going to say, hey, what's Smack think? They're going to say his name. They're going to put his company in the lyrics. He's earned that. He's earned that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, fact is, I hear 3 versions of Smack on camera. You got the promotional Smack. You got the politically correct Smack that's going to say the things that he knows he needs to say on camera. And you got the complaining Smack, right? Anytime Smack lets his hair down, he's complaining. Like, you know how you could look at somebody and tell whether they're happy or not, like in a relationship, right? Like, ladies, y'all look at some of y'all homegirls. Fellas, you look at some of your homeboys, like, man, your house must be trash, man. You're just never happy. Anytime you express something about your relationship, it's never good. Anytime you start to really tell the truth about what's going on inside your crib, you're not happy. What the fuck is going on? I don't remember the last time I saw a smack where he's just being honest. I'm not promoting, I'm not being politically correct. I just want to talk about what's going on out here. And he was able to say, yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. Yo, we doing good. We on an upswing. You know what I'm saying? The money's been coming back in again. And yo, the way the leagues is all moving has been dope. And you know what I'm saying? Yo, shout out to this league. I haven't seen that from him in years. Why? Because that's the reality. That's just not the energy. And a lot of league owners, the same, ranting, raving, and complaining from the biggest to the smallest, right? So if I use that particular one, you know, which is overall just a big thing that would turn the Titanic a little bit, or a lot of bit. I know that's not a word. Real, true collaboration amongst the leagues, almost as if the leagues were like NBA teams, to where the owners vote together and stuff. You know, like they had to vote that piece of shit out because he was you know, the audio came out. Oh, you a racist piece of shit, NBA owner. Okay, we all gonna vote your ass out. We got the commissioner there, right? You got the commissioner, but you don't even need that in battle rap because it's too small of an industry. You just need the true collaboration and the true, I really, really support you. You know, it's never been there. The battlers don't have to do that as much, you know, but if the leagues truly, truly helped each other and set precedents, and the parents really showed them kids the effects of stealing, right? It'd be game changing. The best battlers in the world could rob us all right in front of our face, and then the media, the bloggers, the fans, and the leagues will be right behind those same battlers 2 weeks from now. They'll rob you without a gun every fucking day. It don't matter. It don't matter. The professionalism remains at an all-time low. I'm gonna close it out like this. Shata always said that. He said, niggas really only move for money and violence. And I endorse zero violence. So the only way to affect somebody and bring about change is affecting their pockets. Is affecting their pockets. And you guys don't understand how sensitive the fabric is of this small niche industry. You guys can count how many millionaires it has produced. Some of the most talented motherfuckers in the world can't pay their bills. Some of the biggest names in battle rap are calling around for $500 deposits. I'm not making this up.